Sarah and Duck. Burp. Here we go. Burp.
This is the Eric Everyday podcast for Thursday, April 6th, 2017. Episode 246. Thimbleweed Park.
Hello there. Eric here. How are you all today? I hope you are all doing well and feeling fine. I am good. When I was young, I usually didn't get many video games. At the time, my only video game outlet was my Nintendo Entertainment System, and those were very expensive, those games. But one time, my dad happened to be at a thrift store somewhere, and he found a video game not in its package, so it was fairly cheap. He didn't know anything about it, but because it was less expensive, because it didn't have its packaging at its thrift store, he picked it up and he brought it home. He's thinking my son likes these, and he was right. And the game he brought me home was Maniac Mansion for the Nintendo Entertainment System. My first point-and-click adventure game. And I, as you might expect, ate it up. I loved that game. And I wasn't able to beat it until later on in life when I played it on the PC because, as a kid, that was a really tough game, but I liked it still. I was intrigued. And that was a game created by Ron Gilbert, who kind of created the genre, really, of point-and-click adventure games. And in turn, it pretty much started my love of those types of games. Well, he just came out with a new game, and it's called Thimbleweed Park, and there is a lot of stuff to like about this game. And not only because it's a point-and-click adventure game, because honestly, as much as the genre kind of died down a bit in the 2000s and late 90s, it never really died. It's kind of really in full force these days. And there has also been no shortage of what you might say classic style retro point-and-click adventure games with varying degrees of quality. And some have kind of fancier art, some have slightly different mechanics to them, and many are very, very true to form. Like a lot of Wadget Eye games are very much like what the old style is, and their games are really great. But Thimbleweed Park doesn't quite do that. It's when you play Thimbleweed Park, it's as if the crew at LucasArts back in the day who were making Maniac Mansion and Monkey Island, it's as if they just kept making games, but they were happy with their art style. Like, they never felt the need to go 3D or to jump ahead up in resolution too much. It's like as if they just kept making games throughout the years and are continuing to still make games with kind of pretty much the same mechanics and maybe a little bit fancier on the visuals, but more or less, it's the same kind of game with new stories. And that's how Thimbleweed Park feels to me. And it's a great game so far. It takes place in, of course, Thimbleweed Park, and it's kind of an X-Files-y story, but it's not just these two main characters that you meet at first who you play as. You play as 5 different characters, and they are all just delightful. My favorite, I think, so far is this character named Dolores. And I just connect with her because she's such a nerd. She's she's a lot like I was and am. She's got bookshelves full of nerdy books, and she's got her computer, and she dreams about working at a video game company one day. And she's just, I don't know. She's she's very, very fun. And the clown, there's this clown, a terribly foul-mouthed clown, that at first I thought, oh, this guy might be a little bit abrasive. But turns out he's actually hilarious. Like, at first, I mean, yeah, it's abrasive, but it's kind of funny in a way after a minute. And both the agents There's two agents, X-Files style, and there's a lot of mystery going on between these two. Well, pretty much in the whole story, there's a lot of mystery, and I don't really know what's going on yet, but I am intrigued. I am very intrigued. The voice acting is very good. Very good, I think. I'm just having fun. And you know what else? Is because it is, I think they definitely knew who was going to play this game, because there are so many little references and in-jokes, mostly about Maniac Mansion and kind of Monkey Island games, and about old LucasArts style adventure games and that era of adventure games. There are so many little references for people who played those games, like myself, to get little, like, I can't tell you how many times I have laughed out loud playing this game, because there are so many little good jokes about that, and many people may not get them, but this game was made for people like me, and it's just a hell of a lot of fun. And it's a gorgeous game too. I mean, some people might look at the pixely art and then maybe be pushed away from that, being like, oh, old schooly style. But really, no, this is, just because the resolution is slightly lower does not take away from the artistry. This is gorgeous artwork. It's not simple in any way. A lot of work clearly has been put into all of the art in this game, and there are, little bits of effects like swayingly using little firefly things, but it's all subtle. And the art really is great. I'm just enjoying the hell out of it, so much so that I played it yesterday instead of doing a podcast. That's why there was no show. Because, honestly, I just felt like playing the game. And it's what I feel like doing right now. And it's what you're hearing right now, this soundtrack. Yeah. I got playing in the background here. I can't say enough. It's a good game. And it's cheap. It's like $20, so go get it. Anyway, as soon as I'm done and I upload this, I'm going to go play it again. Because I want to know what happened in Thimbleweed Park. And I hope you all have a lovely day. And I'll talk to you all tomorrow. All right. Bye-bye.